Uttama Adhikari. So similarly, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is going deeper into the meaning of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur by saying that it's true that as soon as Nam touches this tongue, Namatmakam, as soon as Nam touches the tongue, Rasa sprig, then the taste of Nam touching the tongue gives automatic liberation, and it automatically gives Krishna Prem even. But what is the quality of the tongue that will get touched by the name? That is, if we're speaking about Nam Aparad, that name does not deliver, and that name needs Diksha and all kinds of other purificatory activities in order to have effect. But the pure Nam, that name doesn't need any help. It doesn't need any previous regulative purification activities to chant. It doesn't require Diksha, it doesn't require anything. So when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that one should honor a person who's actually received Diksha in a certain way, this Diksha means real Diksha, that he's actually has some transcendental knowledge of his relationship with Krishna, and Ksha, his anarthas have gone away. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained that one who's chanting real Nam means Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Sarva Bhavito Kirtan. Sarvena Bhavito Kirtan. One who's chanting in Bhava Bhakti, and one who's, such a person begins to chant Shuddha Nam. He's really chanting Nam. And such a person, actually, we offer respects within the deepest core of our heart, and with our obeisances, and with service. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gives the deeper meaning of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And from him, we learn how to serve Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and the previous acharyas. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's pranam mantra says, Madhur Jojala Pamaja Shri Rupanuga Bhakti Da. That is, for someone to chant general Nam, then anyone can be offered respects for chanting Nam Aparad. But if one wants to reach this Madhur Jojala Prem that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, then he gives himself and hears the Nam from one who's approaching pure devotee or one who is a pure devotee. So he came to give Sri Rupanuga Bhakti Da. He came to give that which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give. Unat Ujjala Rasam Sobhakti Sriyam. That very rare opportunity of becoming a maidservant of Srimati Radhika. And he could not tolerate any statement that was against the teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami. Without proper understanding of Siddhanta from Rupa Goswami, by not making a distinction between Siddhanta and Upasiddhanta, there's no way to advance in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, he destroyed, with all of his very strong arguments, anything that was against the statements of Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami is Srila Sri Rupa Manjari, and by following his Siddhanta, one gets his mood. Generally, we're very concerned about our own name and fame, and who likes me and who doesn't like me, and who honors me and who doesn't honor me. So if anyone is doubting, why should I be so concerned about these specifics, that he was criticized for giving sannyas, or he was criticized for giving sacred thread, or he was criticized for taking sannyas from a picture of his Gurudev instead of his Gurudev in front of him? Why should I be concerned about this? Why should I be concerned about establishing his glory and defending his integrity? What does that have to do with my general life? They have everything to do with our general life. He is Nayana Manjari. That means in that realm, he is like the twinkle of the eye in Srimati Radhika to help her to see Krishna. Whenever she's feeling separation from Krishna, he's always helping her to meet and see Krishna. Similarly, she has another glance, another eye on this world. And Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Srimati Radhika's eye on this world, Nayana Manjari. As she looks on this world to give this world mercy and take away all the unhappiness from this world, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is her eye. So if one wants to come to that platform of defending the integrity and honor of Srimati Radhika and get that Unat Ojvala Rasam Swabhakti Sriyam, or that Madhur Dojala Prema Adya that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came to give, where one can be as a chokidar in the just outside the kunj of Srimati Radhika, and Krishna is coming late, having been with some other gopi, and that Manjari will say, "Oh, you cannot come into the kunj of my Swamini. She has her honor. No one can cheat her and come in her kunj." So in order to come to that high platform that he wants to give, Madhuja Ojvala Prema Adya Sri Rupanuga Bhakti Da, in order to come to that platform of defending Srimati Radhika when she is insulted by Krishna, then we have to begin with Guru. Srila Gurudeva explained that unless we're feeling intense separation for Guru, we can never feel it for Radha and Krishna. Similarly, when we know Siddhanta and we engage our life in defending and protecting the integrity and glory of our Gurudev and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and our Guru Parampara, then gradually we can come to get what he wanted to give. That's Sri Rupanuga Bhakti Da.
In morning I told that Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur gave Kurma mantra to Srila Prabhupada. But if he was also high devotee, high class of devotee, always sinking in the ocean of love and affection for Radha and Krishna, why he was given Kurma mantra? And Bhaktivinoda Thakur told to worship. Why? Because Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur bought a land in Calcutta and he wanted a house there for his whole family. And he wanted to be given to his family, and he will come to Swarupa Gandhi for bhajan. At that time, when Bhikti was digging, from the ground a Kurmadev manifested. Salagram, but it was Kurma. Then Bhakti Vinod Thakur told, by his mercy he has appeared here. So we should not throw him then out here. But who will worship? I have no time, because I will have to go to my office here and there. So he told Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Bimlanand, "Oh Bimlanand, you should worship and take this money." So no harm.
How old was he then? I think 6 or 7 years old. Very small
Yes,
boy.
7.
7 years old.
I have heard that he gave this mantra at the age of 5. Or like Prahlad Maharaj, very genius, so he gave. So don't have doubt that why he gave Kurma mantra to me. Or by accident it was. Also, you should know that he gives sannyas to so many persons. So many very qualified boys. I named yesterday, this morning. And he once he told Parvat Maharaj, from Odisha he was. I don't remember his place where, but from anyhow in Odisha he was. And he told that you should go to Haridwar and other places to preach. And he gave a party and he went to preach in Haridwar and all these places. But he thought that, oh, so many pilgrims are going to Badrinaran and Kedarnath, so I should go. And very quickly I will return back and so he went there, Badrinaran, and then Kedarnath, and he returned back. Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Vinayuti's fact, he called back him, no need of preaching. Oh, he took his sannyas vesh and saffron cloth at once and told that now your name is Badrinaran Dasadhikari. His name. I will not allow you to be in saffron cloth and sannyas. And then for so many years he was in white dress, not sannyas, and now he becomes so humble, so much obedient, that all began to tell to Prabhupada, please be merciful, and returned back. Then Prabhupada mercifully returned back again. So he was so. Once a letter came from the house mother from our Gurudeva. No, a letter came that I am now about to die. Please send my Vinod that at the time of death I may see him for last time. I want nothing. What he has done good. But I want to see. Then Prabhupada called him and told, oh, you should go at once to your mother and go and see her and serve and then return. He ordered, and our Guru Maharaj, Srila Keshav Goswami, he returned back and then he went in a corner of a very dark room and began to chant, whole night chanting. He did not went to his mother. So the Prabhupada also had some doubt that whether he has gone or not, but I am not seeing him. So, where he is? Has he gone? Follow my order or no? Oh, go and search him, and if he is here, call him. And then anyone came and told that he is sitting in the dark room whole night, chanting and weeping. Then he called. Then my Gurudeva and why you could not went to your mother to see him in lying bed, death bed? Why you could not? Prabhupada, he told very humbly, looking on earth, weeping, that after millions and millions life, pieces of life, are made now in this human life to you. I don't want to miss. If I will go to my mother at the time of death, what will be? She may tell that, oh, my dear boy, I don't believe in or any other choice. I believe in you and I have so much affection for you. After me, you should try to save them and support and nourish. So you should be. And look after Jamindari. Huh? Land holding. So I will have to obey her last order. And then anyhow I will be engaged in this art and I will be very far away from your Lord's feet. That is, I am thinking what to do, not to do. Whole night I was restless. Prabhupada told that, yes, you are right. I was taking your test, whether you are going or not. I am very nisthur, cruel-hearted. I brought so many jewels, qualified sons and husbands of their family. I don't want they should be again involved. A brahmachari, pakka brahmachari and sannyasi, they should not go to their family persons, even his wife, sister, son or anyone. Otherwise he should give up sannyas. Better to give sannyas, renounce order, but not to be by any trick or anything that, oh, I should go and help my son, my wife, my children, my sister. Sannyas means samyak nash. Prabhupada told, nash means to cut all the worldly relations and thickly be connected with Guru Pad Padma and Vaishnava. Anyhow, Narottam Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written this. Sannyasi karya yehi na hai, kutumba laiya kare bharan poshan, or he should go to his related persons. Sannyasi should. So in this, Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Sati, Jagadananda. Oh, Jagadananda Pandit. Oh, not any ordinary person. Jagadananda who? He was also a renowned person. And one of the associates, not only associate, very intimate associate. And he has to, we should try to follow. That is sannyasi. Oh, he should come. Really the relation. And relations should come one pointed to Krishna. Otherwise, he should be in grihastha life, supporting and nursing them and being able. So we should always remember. I wanted to tell so many things, but I want to hear also. You should speak. Also, I am very cruel in this matter. If I will hear anyone having any connection and going there, I will take their sannyas and everything, saffron cloth, and I will give name or like that. Dasadhikari. Please wait in 15 minutes.
Open one or two windows there.
On the top only, not like this way.
Om Jnanatimidandhasya Jnanam Janashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Itinam Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripase Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He is like the engineer of this modern Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was like the architect. He designed the whole plan. He wrote all of the directions, all of the shastras. And he called for the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and Srimati Radhika to send their dearmost servitor, their empowered servitor to this world, to execute this great mission and to bring Krishna consciousness movement, the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to the length and breadth of the entire world. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur first of all wrote one book in English language, and this was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his life and precepts. And he sent this book to the Western countries, into universities in Canada and England. And in this way, he began this flow. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's movement, it is called Bhaktivinoda Dhara, like a stream, a transcendental stream of nectar flowing down from Srila Rupa Goswami Pad and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And as we heard, without the presence of these divine personalities in this world who strongly preach the message of Mahaprabhu and completely smashed all misconceptions of the Apasampradayas and Mayavad misconceptions that were so prevalent at that time. Without their coming, it is sure and certain that this Krishna consciousness movement would not have come to the Western world, and even more, it could have disappeared or gone underground within the land of Bharata. But by the mercy and the divine empowerment of these personalities, today we are sitting here. None of us could be here if it was not for the mercy of Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur and his divine representative, Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So actually, how have we received this mercy? How has it come to us? Because Srila Prabhupada, from the first meeting with Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, from the first meeting of this divine personality in 1921, when he was young man and householder, and coming to his lotus feet for the first time to hear him speak the message of Gauravani. Then as soon as he arrived there with some other classmates of his, university classmates, and paid his obeisances to this sadhu, the very first words that he heard from him was that, you are all intelligent Western persons. You should preach this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the whole world, to the English-speaking world. It will be good for you. And then, at that time, Abhay Charan Day, at that time, he objected. He gave some argument that, how is it possible that we can preach and distribute this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who will listen to us in the world? We are a dependent nation. We are ruled by another country. So who will listen to us? What kind of voice will we have? And then at that time, Srila Prabhupada, he defeated Abhay Charan Day. And he told him that this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not dependent upon any political situation, who is ruling, which party is ruling, which country is ruling. It is completely transcendental. So in many ways, he defeated him. And then Abhay Charan Day at that time said, I very much was so pleased to be defeated by my Guru Maharaj. And from that moment, he accepted him. He told, I accepted him in my heart as my Gurudev. And he left that place thinking, now the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is in the hands of a very great personality, very qualified personality. So years later, he also sent one letter just before the disappearance of Srila Prabhupada. And he asked him that, I am one of your disciples. You have many thousands of disciples. I am a householder and I cannot do service like you have so many brahmacharis and sannyasis. So what can I do? What service can I do for you? And then Srila Prabhupada wrote back to him. And he said it was the same message that he had gotten 12 or so many years before in 1921 at their first meeting. He told him, he said that you should always try to preach this message in the English language and without any kind of difficulty. You should try to print books. Whenever you get any money, you should try to print books and distribute to the world. So by these orders of Srila Prabhupada, by the divine inspiration coming from him into the heart of Abhay Charan De, he carried out this order of his Guru Maharaj, and by his mercy he came across the oceans to reach the whole Western world with the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we should understand, like Gurudev told this morning, that he is like an arm, an extended arm of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. It was him who was doing this preaching work, who had given his mercy to all the fallen souls throughout the world, whose heart was breaking to give this mercy and this line of Bhakti Vinod Dhara to the whole world. It said, and Abhay Charanaravinda, who became Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he brought this message to everyone by the empowerment of his Gurudev. And also by the empowerment of the most intimate servitor of his Gurudev, Srila Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, who was his dearmost bosom friend and who empowered him by giving him sannyas order and making him to drink the nectar of bhakti rasa, vairagya yug bhakti rasam prayatnaya. And by the empowerment and mercy of these divine personalities, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj was able to go to the length and breadth of the world and to bring thousands and millions of people to the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu and Radha and Krishna. So who was this exalted divine personality who came within this world by the calling of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur? He was direct associate of Radha and Krishna in transcendental Sri Vrindavan Dham, and a personal associate of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And his whole life was simply a complete manifestation of his highly exalted position. As we heard this morning from Gurudev, so many indications in his very childhood. And we heard also from the lotus mouth of our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, how his Prabhupada had such an exalted nature and qualities, and how powerful he was. He used to tell that my Guru Maharaj was hard like a thunderbolt, but also he was very soft like a rose. So his Vaishnava qualities were so exalted that Bhajanorajita Sajjana Sangha Patim, that even the most exalted personalities, the most highly elevated transcendentalists, they want his association. They are worshipping his lotus feet. So, I want to tell how Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, in his youth, there are so many beautiful stories in his biography about his manifesting his divine character. But one particular history tells of one time when he was in his youth and he was in his teens. We heard this morning that already he was very, very renowned. And he was so highly exalted in the science of astrology. But also, he was vastly, vastly learned in all the Shastras. And it so happened that at that time, there was a very great challenge which had come from the Brahmana, especially the Smarta Brahmana community that was prevalent around Navadvip Dham area at that time. And they made a challenge to the Gaudiya Vaishnava community that we are, everywhere it is stated in the Shastras, that Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is more favored to the Brahmanas. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha. That he is always favoring the Brahmanas, even more above the Vaishnavas. So this challenge came, and many of the exalted Vaishnavas in Navadvip Dham, they elected that Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur would come, and he would present all of the evidence of Shastra, and he would defend all of these bogus accusations coming from the Smarta Brahmana community. But at that time, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was bedridden, and he was manifesting the lila of being sick. So he told to his dearmost disciple and son.
I want to tell you that you told that Krishna is Go Brahman Hitaya. And he has given more importance of Brahman than Vaishnava. Where? Any example?
नहीं वो बता रहे हैं स्मार्ट लोग ये भावना लेकर के अटैक कर रहे थे वैष्णव के ऊपर. स्मार्ट लोगों का ये विचार बता रहे हैं. वैष्णव का नहीं है.
That was the idea of Samaj or you think?
Smarta. No, Smarta's idea.
Yes.
Then okay.
Yes, yes. So,
but anyway, whole Bengal or whole India was suffering from in these days.
yeah.
The smart Brahman, they wanted their influence.
So then, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave him the order that he should go, even though he was still in his youth, but he had full confidence in him that he would be able to go there and present perfectly the final conclusions of all the Shastras to prove that Krishna is always favoring the Vaishnavas over the Brahmanas, and that a pure Vaishnava, he is automatically a Brahmana, but a Brahmana is not automatically a Vaishnava. So, then at that time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, who was known as Siddhanta Saraswati at that time, he prepared one amazing essay, which actually now, it has been translated, that same essay has been translated into English language. And all of the quotations which he gathered from so many different Shastras to support his conclusions are all mentioned there in this book. Very, very vast essay that he wrote. So, empowered with this essay and armed with this ammunition, he now went to this meeting in Medinipur. So, at this assembly, the Brahmanas were seated on one side. So the Brahmanas were seated on one side.
He did not went, but he was sent by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Yes. He was deputed by him. So, on one side were the Brahmanas, and on the other side were the Vaishnavas. In that gathering of Vaishnavas, there were also many exalted personalities revered amongst the Vaishnava community. But they had chosen Siddhanta Saraswati as the presenter of all of this pure Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. So, the director of the assembly, he had given chance to the Brahmanas to present their arguments. And so, they had spoken for a very, very long time. those who were representing the Brahmanas. And they had presented so many different evidences from the Shastra. So now, at the end of that evening, then they adjourned, and then the next day, again they began. But now they gave chance to Siddhanta Saraswati and the Vaishnava side to begin to present all of their evidence. So now, Siddhanta Saraswati, he began, first of all, to present all various quotations from the Vedic Shastras about the exalted position of the Brahmanas. So many different quotations he gathered from everywhere in the Vedas, Upanishads, in Mahabharata, and so many different places. And he presented a very, very powerful presentation, so much so that it practically appeared that he was stating that the Brahmanas were in the superior position. So he spoke for many, many hours like this. And as he was speaking, the Brahmanas who were on one side, they became very happy. They were very encouraged. And they thought, oh, very nice, he's supporting our side. So he spoke till the end of the day. Then, again, they had to resume the next day. So, in the early morning time, again he began to speak. And now, he began to present from the Shastras so many powerful evidences and quotations which superseded all the quotations that he had made about the Brahmanas, and directly showed that the Vaishnava is superior to a Brahmana, and a Brahmin.
Really, who is Brahmin?
And a Brahmana is not by birth. Not simply. So many statements from Shastra explaining that in Kali Yuga there is no pure birth lineage, and in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says Chaturvarnya Maya Shristam Guna Karma Vibhagasha, that all of the divisions of the four varnas and ashramas, they are not determined by birth, but by quality, guna, and by karma, by work. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, he began to glorify the position of the Vaishnavas. And as the Vaishnavas were hearing this, they were feeling so much happiness. And the whole crowd, there were thousands of people who were assembled there for this great debate. And everyone was beaming. And so finally he spoke all the way through the entire day. And at the end of his whole session, those who were making the judges of the debate, they unanimously decided in the favor of Siddhanta Saraswati that he had perfectly presented these arguments and thoroughly represented the position of Shastras, and firmly established that the Vaishnava position is superior to the Brahman's position.
This morning we heard from the lotus lips of Srila Gurudeva about the divine and uncommon appearance pastimes of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and about his uncommon childhood. And we have heard from the perspective of a loving father, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, how he was somewhat worried about his son, how he tried to find some engagements for him in this world, but at every step he failed because his son had too much devotion. He failed in his chemical business, in his Ayurvedic business. He failed in his teaching business. Every place he failed. So finally, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur acquired land in Mayapur and deities there, and he began to serve the deities there. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, from his childhood, he was so devoted. We have heard how his father in his childhood gave him the mantra to Kurmadev. He did not give him mantra to Radha and Krishna. Why? Because he wanted to manifest within this world a very wonderful pastime. The pastime of Srila, this Bimal Prasad, taking shelter of the lotus feet of Nityalila Parvishtam Vishwapad Sishimad Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Even though Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was the most learned scholar in the whole of India, he was learned in all Veda, Vedanta, Upanishad, Vyakaranam, Sanskrit. He was the most learned person in astrology even. That the dean of the college, Calcutta University, kept open a seat for him there, that he should be head of the astrology department. So from the material perspective, he had all types of qualifications even. But what happened? He was very much attracted to the lotus feet of Srila Gurukishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Srila Gurukishore Das Babaji Maharaj had come from a very simple family. In his Purva ashram, he was a grain merchant. And upon the passing away of his wife, he accepted Babaji Vesh. And he came to Navadvip and was doing bhajan there. He had no education, it seems. It seems that he could not even write his own name. And now, the most learned scholar in the whole world came to him and begged him, please accept me as your disciple. I want to accept you as my Gurudev. Please accept me. But Srila Gurukishore Das Babaji Maharaj said, no. You are the son of the great personality Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You are from a very high-class Brahmin family. And you have a very great education.
No, he did not told like this. Brahmin family, he never told.
He said, oh, he did not say you are from Brahmin family.
Vaishnava family.
Vaishnava family. You are from great Vaishnava family. And you are very educated. So, you should not accept me as your spiritual master. He begged again and again. He said, I will ask Gauranitai. That time Bimal Prasad, he went away and then came back. Will you accept me? Oh, I forgot to ask Gauranitai. In this way, Srila Gurukishore Das Babaji Maharaj made so many excuses. So finally, Bimal Prasad, Siddhanta Saraswati, he went away and he was doing Chandrayan Vrata. This is a very difficult vow in which the person on the full moon day can take 15 bites of food, and then the next day 14, the next day 13, and down, on the Astami only 8 bites, and then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then fasting. And then again they can increase. So according to the cycle of the moon, they control their eating. And Siddhanta Saraswati was becoming very, very thin and sick. Not taking by hand, only by eating like a cow from the ground with the mouth. So at that time, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he requested Gurukishore Das Babaji Maharaj, just see how this boy is so determined to take shelter of your lotus feet. And just see how he's becoming very lean and thin. It is as if he is about to die. He is very sincere. And on the inspiration of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then Srila Gurukishore Das Babaji Maharaj accepted and initiated him and gave him the name Shri Barsha Banavi Devi Daita Das, the servant of Srimati Radhika. So the question may come, why is it that the most learned person and qualified person from such an aristocratic family will take shelter of this person who seems to not have a very great background? Oh, the answer is that the disciple does not approach the Guru for any position in this world. In his humility, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, when I came to my Guru, I had so many false egos, thinking that I was a great scholar, I was a great aristocrat. In his humility, he said. But my Gurudev, by his causeless mercy, he sprinkled the dust from his feet upon my head. And at that time, I became unconscious, unaware of all of these things, by his causeless mercy. Because when the disciple approaches the lotus feet of Sadguru, he does not come for any kind of prestige, power, position, or material education. But rather, Srila Gurukishore Das Babaji Maharaj had what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was searching for. What is that? He was always weeping. Radhe 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 Jai 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 Sri Radhe 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 Jai 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 Sri Radhe Vrishvabharo Nandini Radhe Radhe Vrishvabharo Nandini Radhe Radhe Nagona Namohini Radhe Radhe Srila Gurukishore Das Babaji Maharaj himself would sing. He had the inspiration in his heart to manifest this kirtan in the world, in which the mood of Raghunath Das Goswami has been expressed. Kote go premamai radhe radhe, O Shrimati Radhika, where are you? Gosai niyam kore sadai dake radhe radhe. Raghunath Das Goswami is always crying, O Shrimati Radhika, where are you? Malin Vasan diya gai radhe radhe, giving up his worldly, royal attire of being a wealthy person and putting on the grey cloth covered in the dust, just ordinary, dirty, white cloth. Malin Vasa diya gai radhe radhe, braje dulai gada gadi jai radhe radhe. With his voice choked, he would roll on the ground in the pain of separation from Srimati Radhika. Mukhe radhe radhe bole radhe radhe, bose nayanera jale radhe radhe. Always calling out the name of Radhika and drowning in the current of his own tears of separation. So Srila Gurudeva Das Babaji Maharaj was like this. And upon seeing this, that Bimal Prasad, seeing this, a greed came in his heart. I want to have a mood like you. This is the reason why we approach the lotus feet of Sri Guru. Not for anything else. Only for this mood of deep love and separation from the lotus feet of Radhika. That one day we may attain her service. And in this way, he took shelter of his Gurudev. And in 1905, at the age of only 31, he took shelter of the Chandrasekhar Bhavan in Mayapur Dham and began to observe his vow to chant 1 billion names. 1 billion names of Radha and Krishna. That means to complete 3 lakhs Harinam, 192 rounds every day for 10 years. So he began his vow, and he was completely absorbed in Nam Bhajan and reading the books of our Goswamis. At that time, Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he commented, "Oh, I can see the Vairagya of Das Goswami in my Prabhu." He would call his disciple my Prabhu. And he said, "I see the Vairagya, renunciation of Raghunath Das Goswami in him." It was at that time when that time Vaishnavanavi Devi Daita Das, he wrote his commentary on Shikshastakam, Manasiksha and Sri Chaitanya Charitamritam. These commentaries on Manasiksha and Shikshastakam, very mercifully Srila Gurudeva has translated and presented to us, so that we can see the method by which Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was doing his bhajan, and his deep realization of the Siddha Pranali, that is the Shikshastakam of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Manasiksha of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. But in the year 1914, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur discovered his unmanifest pastimes. He left the vision of ordinary mortals in this world. And shortly after, in 1915, Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj also departed from this world. Now, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was in this world apparently without the association of his nearest and dearest, his Diksha Guru, Srila Gokishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and his Shiksha Guru, and all in all, the lotus feet of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. What to do now? Vaishnavism was in a dark period. So by the inspiration of his Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru, he took sannyas and he began his preaching. But in what way did he preach? Previously other Vaishnavas, other Acharyas, they had spread the glories of their Siddhanta by taking patronage from a king or a powerful person. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, just taking the help of some very young teenage boys who had left their homes and everything, he gave them sannyas, and with them he began to preach everywhere. And in the beginning they had nothing. At that time when Vinod Bihari Brahmachari, our Param Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Paramananda Prabhu and others came, there was nothing. Gaudiya Mat meant that Paramananda Prabhu would offer artik, and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would ring the bell only. Narahari would offer artik and Paramananda Prabhu would ring the bell. And this was Gaudiya Mat. There was nothing. They were so poor. They had nothing to eat. They would pick some weeds from the jungle and boil them and eat them. And if Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would notice that they had nothing to eat, they would tell, "Oh Gurudev, we are practicing Vairagya." They would not bring any bad news into the ear of their Gurudev. Because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur inspired within them so much faith and devotion in the lotus feet of Sri Guru and in the service of Gauranga, that tolerating all difficulties and in a very humble and simple way, they began the preaching. And very soon, only within a few years, it began to spread all over India, everywhere, and mats began to come, and thousands of disciples came to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Because his teachings were astonishing. He would tell the people, don't try to see Krishna. Try to behave in such a way that Krishna will want to see you. This is the method of self-realization. He told them, oh, you cannot enter into transcendental bhajan by imitation, by imagination, any more than a woman can give birth to a child by going into the hospital, lying on the table in the maternity ward and making sounds like a woman in labor. Can she give birth? Quite impossible. So by imitation is not possible. You have to serve lotus feet of Guru. Anatani vritti will have to go on. Nishta, then taste, ruchi, asakti, attachment, and then one can enter into internal services of lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. He preached very boldly all of these things and established the pure Vichadhara of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That means the pure teachings of Rupa and Raghunath. In 1924, on this day, his birthday, he arranged for Vyasa Puja, the worship of the whole Guru Parampara. And at that time, he gave a very astonishing speech. All the disciples and many others had come and worshipped him with many presentations of flower garlands and donations. Then, seeing that there were some people in the audience who could not recognize his position or understand the meaning of Guru Seva, hearing what they were whispering in their hearts, he gave a lecture. And in that lecture, he explained that there are some people here who are thinking, who is that person sitting up on a big high seat, accepting all of this worship, when many learned and respectable personalities are seated upon the ground? What kind of animal from a zoo, what kind of brute can sit there proudly on a big seat while others are sitting on the ground? Then to you, I give this answer. You know that a Vaishnav will never accept the position of Guru. Vaishnav, this thought will not come in his mind, I am Guru, because Vaishnav is Trinadapi Suni Chaina Torori Vasishtana, more humble than a blade of grass. So Vaishnav will never think, I am Guru. Yet on the other hand, unless a Vaishnav accepts the position of Guru, then the transcendental family will come to an end. The Sampradaya will not go on. So then what will he do? So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he explained that at the time of Rasa Leela, when the gopis were searching for Krishna, at that time they began to weep. Chuta piyala panasasana kovidara bilvaka jamba bakula kadamba nipa yen ye parata bhavaka yamunopakula samstantu Krishna padavim rahitatmanam naha. The gopis were searching for Krishna on the bank of Jamuna, and they were approaching the trees. Chuta piyala panasasana kovidara. Oh kovidara tree, oh mango tree, oh jambu tree, bakul tree, oh banyan tree. They're asking the trees, have you seen Krishna? Because you live on the bank of Jamuna, you live in this holy place, then you are sadhus, and you are very merciful to others. So please be merciful to us, and tell us, where is the son of Nanda Maharaj? Because he has taken our hearts and he has run away. So gopis of Vrindavan having the highest prem, then they see even the trees and creepers and flowers of Vrindavan to be like their Guru. So similarly the Mahabhagavat Vaishnav, he never sees that he is Guru, but rather he sees that everyone is his Guru.
Was in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, so many acharyas came to India. Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Vishnu Swami, Nimbadi, Vallabhacharya, so many came. After that, see Sarup Damodar Raya Ramananda, Sadak Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, up to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But all the ideals were included in Srila Prabhupada. What proved Goswami? Okay, you heard something from Aranya Maharaj, from Raghunath Das Goswami. He took sannyas by process from Ramanujacharya. He did not take from Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because they were ek dandi. And that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu broken in 3 pieces. And 3 pieces, 3 danda. So he followed this process from Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya, all 5 siddhants. Jiva Ishware Bhed, Jive Jive Bhed, Jiva Jade Bhed, Jade Jade Bhed, Jade Ishware Bhed. Baldev Vidyabhushan has told all these things. So Prabhupada, in Prabhupada, all these things were there. Or Guru Maharaj used to tell that Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, especially Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya and others, they took help from big kings, very powerful and wealthy personals. So many, like Buddhadev, by Ashok, Shankaracharya by so many, Ramanu, so many big wealthy persons of South India. Madhvacharya same. But Prabhupada, what did? Miracle. He told to his disciples, oh, I am giving one very small ball. You should go to door to door, in a station, a railway station, bosses, in markets, everywhere, and tell them to give 1 pice only, don't take 2. And tell them what is Krishna Bhajan. Go door to door and tell them, after so many species you have become human, one day you will die. You cannot take your even a hair or body and finish. So, please chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Take shelter of a bona fide Guru. So go door to door. And what began? Very soon in whole Bengal or whole India, even he sent in his lifetime one Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Pradeep Tirth Maharaj, Saranga Goswami Maharaj, to Western country, especially in England, Germany too, here and there. So, he was very kind, very bold. So, all the ideals of the whole previous acharyas were in Srila, some special also. He was bold. He was very high class of darshan. But even waiting, like he told in Jagannath Puri Chatak Parvat, here and there. Once he was in Radhakund, and big parikrama was there, more than 500, 600 or 1,000. And there he told this same word you told. In a big exhibition and so many things, he told, I came to this world. I began to cut the jungle of Mayabad, Sahajiya, Sakhi, Bheki and all others, Bauddhavad also. And my whole life went away in this way. But you should remember, this is not the aim and object of our life. To be the maid servant of the Lord's feet of Srila Rupa Goswami. always remember how to receive the service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sachinandan Gaudhari, and Radha Krishna Kanjuga. For this Nityananda Prabhu came, for Baldev Prabhu came. So please remember, cutting jungle and all other things that I have done, it was necessary to establish that thing. So don't be so much engaged in this. Always remember our aim and object to have love and affection for Radha Krishna. Otherwise you will be karmi. Karmi. He has written in at the Gaudiya magazine, it is written. So we should also try to do what we are doing, establishing press, publishing books, Gaushala, medical helps, Gurukul, added. But you don't invest your whole time in that. You should try to know the aim and object that I told for today, yesterday especially I told. This is our aim and object. Also he used to tell my Gurudeva that Srila Prabhupada has a special mercy to Jiva. He never told anyone, disciple or anything. Oh, Ramananda, oh this. Prabhu, he was so humble, very humble. He quoted that, told that at the time of Vyas Puja he told so.